Imagine we're a year and a half into the second Trump administration, and there's ongoing coverage of abuses taking place in ICE detention centers. Trump and his cronies' lack of humanity and excessive bigotry are forefront in the coverage. But what's missing is the role that Joe Biden played in helping it all come to fruition. You may recall an early executive order to end the use of privately owned prisons. Even though this was only partially enforced, this is one of the better actions from the Biden administration. But notably, the executive order left out the federal government's heavy use of for-profit immigration detention facilities. And Biden didn't stop there. For the past year, the White House has been in the process of extending contracts for private sector immigration jails across the U.S. and exploring options for expanding detention capacity. Despite many facilities having a reputation for inhumane conditions, ICE has been working on extending at least 14 contracts with private prison companies to run a number of immigration detention centers across the country. Now, part of these contracts include a negotiated number of beds, and ICE is in talk to add bed space in many locations, as well as creating entirely new facilities. The incoming Trump administration will no doubt be a nightmare for immigration, but we should always remember the role Biden played in helping usher it in. Instead of spending his final days working to safeguard immigrants in any way, he chose to pursue, quote, the greatest level of procurement activity we've seen with ICE in over a decade. And that's coming from the president and CEO of the biggest private prison contractor, CoreCivic, not some crazy leftist. Suffice it to say that this is just another example of the two parties being two sides of the same coin.